And the rest is history. I mean, I kind of went crazy in that place. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for dropping by. My name is Beth. Well, if you like garage sales and garage sale finds, this is the video for you. Now, I do a lot of thrifting. I go thrifting to Goodwill and estate sales and garage sales. I will thrift pretty much anywhere. So if you enjoy that type of content, I'd love for you to be part of my YouTube family. Go ahead and subscribe and click that notification bell to all so you never miss anything. Today, I went to what I thought was a garage sale, and then they were calling a house clean out. So story time, my friend Shelly, AKA Tina, she let me know that there was a garage sale posted on one of the apps that was supposedly around the corner from my house. Well, I wasn't really sure if I was going to go, but I did make time to go at the very last minute. I think I got there probably about 20 minutes before they were closing for the day. And when I walked in, there wasn't a whole lot in there, but I did spot a few things right off the bat. And then I started looking at the prices. And the rest is history. I mean, I kind of went crazy in that place. So what was happening was there was a gentleman and his wife who were basically cleaning out the house of his mother who was going to go into assisted living. Well, this lady and her mother, so his grandmother, were artists. And y'all, they had some amazing art. And I'm going to share with you several of the pieces that I got on this particular day. Now, I honestly can't remember what I spent. If I can find the Venmo, I will put the total right here. But spoiler alert, I went back another day. They opened up for Shelly and I, and we went back because one of the pictures that I'm about to show you, I had to have, and I didn't pick it up the first time. So I loved the art. It is fabulous. You will not believe what he had this art priced at. So let's get straight into it. I will tell you that there's way too much for one video. Way too much. So I'm going to do as much as I can in today's video. I like to keep my videos a little less than 30 minutes. And then in order to see the rest of this, you're going to need to join me Sunday here on my channel, and I'm going to show you the rest of the haul live at 11 a.m. So mark your calendars for this date and time to join me to see the rest of what I got from this house clean out garage sale, and you will be amazed at the things that I got for the price that I paid. All right, y'all, let's start with the piece that haunted me and I had to go back, and that is this piece. Yep, this is signed. It is signed by his mother. His mother is Zanette, and she signed this picture. They had many of her pictures framed in beautifully ornate frames. Now, originally, I was just looking at frames because I have paintings of my great-grandmothers that I'm looking to put into frames. Well, they already had theirs framed. I mean, just look at this. I couldn't resist this. I didn't pick it up the first time. I meant to, and I forgot, and I thought, well, it's long gone. But luckily, Shelly was able to arrange for her to go through. There were some things that were still there, and for her to go through, and I went and grabbed this. Y'all will not believe what I paid for this framed original oil painting. I paid $2. Now, I'm actually going to do a little cutaway and kind of show you this piece up close. I got a lot of paintings, and that's kind of what I'm going to do for all of them because you just can't tell the beauty of the piece by looking at it like this. So let me kind of explain what I'm seeing. The picture is amazing. The frame is just everything. But the detail in this, you can hear the waves crashing And the sand dunes is what we're used to in South Carolina. So it was fabulous. And again, it is signed right here on the bottom by his mom. Now, y'all, the house was full of art like this from his mother and his grandmother. I also want to cut away right now and show you this picture. It was done in 1956, I believe that's what that says, by his grandmother. The frame came with it, and I paid $3 for this piece. I think it looks stunning right above my fireplace, and I've decided to leave it up all year. Okay, y'all, so I got a lot to show you. These people were artists. They could paint, they could draw, they could sew, they could crochet, they could do anything, and I was there for all of it. They had a few little knickknacks here and there, and of course I was there for the knickknacks as well. So let me show you a few other things that I picked up from this house because I bought a lot. Now, I haven't had a chance to wash any of these things. The house was very clean, but I always like to wash. I usually don't treat, but I do wash all of the things. One of the things that I picked up, because I'm in the great state of Texas right now, I did pick up two of these, one with a pillow and one without. So let me turn it the right way. These are by Swan Magic. That's the original handler, it says. The buttons are missing off of these, but I have buttons. Don't know if I can sew on a button, but I can try. But I just wanted to show you the work in these. It says the 35th Trident anniversary of the Lone Star State. It says the stars are bright, deep in the heart of Texas. It has Amarillo, Fort Worth, Tyler, Houston. That's the area that I live in. Corpus Christi, Galveston, San Antonio, Fredericksburg. There's some good thrifting in Fredericksburg, y'all. Little south of the border, all of things. But this will go well in one of my two vintage spaces. I do have two different spaces and two different booths here in Texas. And so I may put one in each one of the spaces just to see how they do. But I did pick up both of these. And again, I can't tell you how much most of this stuff was because some things were marked and some things were not marked. And at the end of the day, they just give me a grand total. Okay, let me show you one of the little trinkets, if you will, that I picked up. Inside the house was this beautiful curio. It was a lighted shelved curio cabinet. They only wanted $50 for it. And if I was able to get it in my car at the time, I would have picked it up, but I was not. Didn't have anybody to help me lift it in and out at the time. But inside were a bunch of little knickknacks. And on the outside was a piece of tape that said anything inside the cabinet was $1. Well, one of the very first things that I saw was this little bunny. Now, it is Andrea by Sadek. There is the little sticker that was there. I love the blue and white pattern. This is very, very popular. Doesn't even have to be at Easter time. Anytime there's an Andrea by Sadek, it does very, very well. So I did pick this up and for only $1. Okay, also in that cabinet was another little blue and white piece. I believe this is Delft blue. It could be Andrea by Sadek. I can't make it out. It's right here. Look at this darling cat. It is a beautiful little blue and white cat. Now, I say Delft blue because of the design right here. So Andrea by Sadek does a lot of this type of design. This one, it could be Italy. It could be the Delft blue. But this is a little coin bank. It does not have its stopper, but no worries. I bought a lot of stoppers off of Amazon. And so it will be really fun to get this in one of my spaces as well. It's cats, it's a bank, it's blue and white, checks several of the boxes. And again, it was a trinket inside the cabinet for only $1. Okay, y'all, I do have another piece of art that was painted by one of his family members that I want to show you, and it is this piece right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut away and show you the beautiful frame. I love that it has the fabric around the edge as part of the matting. Now, if you will notice, this is painted by Ruth Painter. Ruth Painter was his grandmother. So this is his grandmother, Zanette being his mother. But if you look at the detail, the beautiful blending, it is my understanding that they were both teachers of art, as you can see why, but this is absolutely beautiful. All that shading is so pretty. And what did I pay for this? $2. I paid $2 for this painting. Isn't this amazing? Frame and picture for just $2. One of the things that I loved about this is this frame is a wooden frame, one of the old ones, and it does say made in Mexico right there. Isn't this absolutely stunning? Oh my gosh, I was just over the moon happy to get some of this art. Okay, are you ready to see another piece? Now, this one does have a date on the back, and it's 2003. This was done by his mom, Zanette. So let's take a look at it more closely. I love the wooden frame here. Now, it is not as vintage. This frame is not as vintage as the others. But I love a butterfly. You know that those do very, very well for me in my booths. Again, it is signed, and I only paid $2 for that. I couldn't even color that, much less paint it by myself, but this is just absolutely beautiful. Can you believe this? Can you believe that I was getting this beautiful art at such a low price? I will say that the house was completely full of art. There was art stacked and hung. It was just everywhere. So even after I bought all of the pieces that I bought, there was still plenty of art for everybody else. So let me show you one more piece before I show you some more of the hard goods that I got. Okay, y'all, this one is a little bit smaller, but I will say I absolutely love the frame. I am going to do a cutaway again because I don't think that showing it this way shows you all of the beautiful detail. So let's take a look at it a little bit closer. Again, I absolutely love the frame. She's done a little bit of antiquing to match the color field in the actual picture. This is again done by his mom. It's like a lake scene, more like a little country scene. It feels like fall to me, maybe winter into early spring, but you won't believe that I only paid $1. $1 for this picture. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, I will say that this one is dated June of 2003. So a little over 22 years ago, she painted this picture, and I am ecstatic to have this. I am going to be selling these in one of my vintage spaces, and I think that passing along this art is going to be absolutely fabulous. Okay, y'all, I wanted to show you a piece that I found in one of the bedrooms, and this is a little brass jewelry casket, I believe is what they call these. So it has the glass right here. It has this, the see-through. You open it up, so it's yellow tinted glass, and then there is some kind of like velvet in the bottom. So a great place to store some jewelry, maybe necklaces, but you can also see through it. So I did pick this up. Again, I have absolutely no idea how much I paid for it because it is not marked. Okay, y'all, also in the bedroom, she had a ton of Afghans. She had some crocheted and tatted things. She had a ton of doilies, and a little spoiler alert, I bought them all. I bought all of the doilies. They couldn't believe that I wanted them all. But let me show you one piece that I did get. He could not remember if this was handmade or if it was a piece that they bought. This is very, very heavy. It is very large. I do feel like I need to wash it. There is a little bit of yellowing right here, but this is a huge piece. It does have the edging right there, and I think maybe that this is a store-bought piece. I'm not sure. Leave me a comment below to let me know what your thoughts are about this. It is very large and it is very heavy. This is absolutely beautiful, and I want to say that I either paid $3 or $5 for this, and I can't remember. But again, this is a big bedspread. And I do think that it is a manufactured piece, but let me know what your thoughts are. I just can't imagine. I know I have one that is a queen size that my grandmother actually tatted. So I know that they did make them by hand at some point, but I'm not sure that this is one of those. It's heavy though. It's really heavy. Okay, so you remember when I said there was a bunch of doilies on the bed and I bought them all, like all of them? I'm not kidding. I bought them all. I think there's like 36, 38. And remember also when I said they crocheted, they knitted, they painted. I want to show you just quickly a few of the pieces that I picked up. Look at this beautiful little table topper here. This is hand painted. Some of them were signed by his mother or grandmother. Others are not, but this is a hand painted piece. Now I don't know if they made this piece, if they sewed it, but they did hand paint that piece. This one is almost like a bread basket. I think this is one of the bread basket pieces, but this is a manufactured piece. I'm going to try to show you just a few. This one I believe is also manufactured, but I love the colors. Look at those beautiful colors. This is more like a dresser scarf. I really like these personally myself. Always hard for me to pass them up when I see them. I have no idea how much, again, I paid for them because I bought so many. Now this one is marked February of 2001 by his grandmother. Her name is right there. This is a fabric piece with the red and white lace, and then she has painted the flowers all around. Y'all, this is absolutely gorgeous. I love these. All right, let me just show you a few more. I'm just gonna pull some off of the top. This one, I love them all. I keep saying that, but I'm just gonna be honest, I love them all. I love the purple, and then look at the little embroidered pieces that are on there. Now these appear to be hand done, and she believes that his mother did make this little table topper or small tablecloth. That is so pretty. Look at that purple. Oh my gosh. How do you even put a price on these when somebody hand makes them? I know I certainly couldn't do it. This is stunning. Look at this one. Oh my gosh, how beautiful for Christmas time. His wife does believe that these were handmade, but she cannot be 100% certain. Either way, they are in excellent condition. They're absolutely stunning. And how pretty would that be in the center of your table with just a white tablecloth with some candles? That is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to show you a few others before I show you one of the most fun things I picked up. Here is another little table topper piece. I want to show you the detail in this. This one says 1999. His grandmother did this one in 1999. And you see those beautiful flowers, but wait, look at this detail right here. She has a bumblebee. She has a bumblebee in there. And she also put it on this side as well. So I need a little help. Let me know. There is a little bit of yellowing right here on a few of these. So do you think that I should wash these? I probably would not dry them. I would probably always line dry them like I've done my others. But do you think it's okay if I wash those? So I'm asking for your help. So if you'll leave me a comment below, that would be fabulous. All right, let me show you a really fun piece that I picked up, and you won't believe what I paid for this one either. Okay, I walked into the bathroom and I saw this shelf. And there was a whole bunch of stuff on this shelf, and I'm gonna show you what was on the shelf. We're gonna go and I'm gonna recreate the shelf. So I'm gonna put the shelf right back here. Hope y'all can see that. And I hope it will work. I lowered the camera just a little bit. So let's talk about what was on the shelf. Here's one of the first pieces. that was on the shelf. This is a little ceramic porcelain piece. Look at those eyes, would you? So I thought this was super cute. That was on the shelf. Also on the shelf were some Hong Kong pieces that says, you've got to kiss a lot of toads before you meet a handsome prince. Does anybody else remember these? I actually remember these little creatures. They were just like fun novelty pieces. They are marked Hong Kong here on the bottom. So I got this one. Very true statement, by the way. Very true statement. I also got this that says, welcome to our pad. And it's a whole little frog family. So, so cute. Got my own doodad tray full of doodads. And this says, you'd be happy too if you could eat what bugs you. Now, I do think there was probably a little bug right here, and I may try to find a little bug just to stick there, but he's got his eye on that little bug. And yes, we would be very happy if we could just eat what bugs us. All right, so let me put that down here. So do you see the theme? Do you see? All right, let's keep going. I also got this little frog with this little worm friend right there. These are so cute, little ceramic piece. Put him up here. And this lazy guy with the butterfly and his tongue sticking out. And then there's more frogs. These two, I think, are the same maker. They are marked made in Hong Kong. He just chilling without a care in the world, and full of flies, I bet, because their tummies are big. Here's another one. So there's that little set. I'm just gonna, oh no, let's move those around. This is why I can't have a doodad tray, because I'd spend all day rearranging the doodads. Okay, I also got this one. This one might be just like the other ones. He kind of has the same coloring as the other ones. A little darker. Maybe he's part of this set. Maybe he's part of this set, because there's then this guy. He's kind of leaning back on his hands. Again, little side eye, not a care in the world. Let's see if we can put those two together. Here we go. Spending all our time doing the doodads. Here's another lazy guy. Must be a thing with frogs. They're all lazy. All right. Then we have more frogs. There's this little guy. Oh no, am I running out of room for my frogs? All right, the top shelf is almost full. All right, this one is a little ceramic piece. Kind of reminds me of Hagen Reiniger, but not the same quality. I'm gonna put him down here. And then the last two is a mama and baby that also look a little like Hagen Reiniger, but again, not the same quality, but they could be. They just aren't the same marking as some of the others. Okay, y'all, so let's take a close-up look at the frog shelf, and I'll show you what I paid for the shelf and all the frogs. This was such a fun little find in the bathroom. The wooden shelf and all of the frogs, and it says I paid $2 for the shelf and all the frogs. Can you believe that? I mean, a whole doodad shelf full of frogs, shelf and all the frogs for just $2. Okay, y'all, I want to show you another pretty piece that I found in the bedroom, and I paid only $3 for this piece. You can see the mess that is behind, but it is one of the vintage vanity trays. The detail in that tray is just amazing if you can see it. I don't want to blind you. And it's a relatively larger tray. So it's in excellent condition. But again, this was a great bargain as well. Okay, y'all, I think I have a little bit of time for just a few more things. Again, I'm not going to be able to show you everything today. So again, make sure to join me this Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Time to see the rest of the haul because there's so much more. I wanted to show you that I got a couple of more of the larger little doily table toppers. That's what I like to call them. That one is really pretty. And I also got this much larger one, as you can see. Oh my gosh, much larger, so pretty. Oh gosh, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to give this one up. I think we call this one either the peacock. Somebody's told me the peacock or the strawberry, but it looks like peacock feathers to me. This is a fabulous big round tablecloth that is free of stains, rips, or tears. So I'm super excited to have found those. But y'all, there's so many more that I can't wait to share with you this coming Sunday. All right, y'all, I'm going to leave you with a painting that I may be keeping because I found a spot in my bedroom that could use a picture. And I know there's a trend going around called add a splash of red. So I think this may work. Now, my master bedroom is all of the cream and the variation colors of blue, but there's no other color in there, just white and multiple colors of blue, lots of different shades of blue. But I did find this one that his grandmother, Miss Painter, did in the year 2000. And it has this beautiful blue painted wood. It was a regular wood frame, and she created the texture and the coloring of that to match her picture. Again, this cloth siding here, like a mat on there. But look at this beautiful picture. Because it has all of the different variations of blues, and then it adds that pop of red, y'all, I think it's going to be perfect in the bedroom. I really do. I am going to try it, and I really hope that I like it. I love the fact that she tempered the frame to match the color palette in her picture, as well as added that pop of red right there. So this is a fabulous painting, and I believe that I'm keeping it. How much did I pay for it? I paid $2. I paid $2 for this beautiful framed piece of art. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. I was so grateful to get several pieces of their art. And when I say several pieces, I got about 12 to 15 pieces of art, but at prices like $1 and $2, $3, I could not pass it up. They're framed, they're originals. His grandmother is no longer living, but his mother is still living. And I have a piece of that history. I did share the picture of the Jesus portrait with them when I went back to get the sea landscape, and let her know that I'm already using the art and it's already in my home. So she said that they had told her that I was going to use the art myself, and they were super excited that I was enjoying the art, and I am enjoying the art very, very much. So that's it. That's all for part one of the haul. Again, join me on Sunday to see the rest of the haul. And don't forget to leave me a comment to let me know what was your favorite item in this part, or if you have any of the information that I ask. Again, if you're not already subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel. We are growing here, and we have a lot more hauls. We have live sales. We have live chats. We just do it all here. We have a lot of fun, and we'd love for you to join in the fun. So don't forget to ring that notification bell to all so you never miss anything. And don't forget to share the channel out to someone else who may be interested in thrifting, going to garage sales, going to estate sales, and even live auctions. And we take you along with us. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, y'all stay pretty and be sweet. Bye-bye.